Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Jonesy's vlog. So looking back to the game on Saturday, a decent 2-0 win for Leeds. Not a brilliant performance, but I think the most important thing was getting the 3 points, getting back on track after the disappointing defeat to Derby last week. I think it was definitely important to bounce back, get the 3 points. A clean sheet was brilliant, after conceding 3 last week as well. So yeah, big 3 points. That was the most important thing. Disappointing performances from both sides. It was a poor atmosphere. I don't know why that was. Obviously the attendance just over 19,000. I know a lot of people were complaining about that and how poor that is. But when you look at the facts, guys, this we've got 3 home games in a row. Obviously a lot of people pay for away games as well. Big game on Wednesday, obviously against Chelsea, that a lot of supporters have chosen to go to, which is that perfectly within their rights to pick and choose games, and if they want to go to the bigger games, that's fine. They're not exactly cheap. I know they had that double offer on buying Ipswich and Middlesbrough and getting the £5 off, but it's still not cheap, especially if you come in with families at this time of year. And again, this time of year, leading up to Christmas, a lot of money is being spent at this time. So I think when you look at it, especially when there weren't that many Ipswich fans there either on Saturday, just over 19,000 isn't too bad really. Could have been better, but yeah, like I say, the atmosphere just wasn't the usual. Even sometimes when we've had lower attendances before, looking at the Crystal Palace and Leicester game, there was still quite decent atmospheres there, but it never really seemed to get going on Saturday. And I think the whole tempo of the game kind of affected that really. It never really got going. Looking at the team performances, I think Ipswich, you can see why they've gone on a decent run recently, but also you could see why they'd had such a poor start to the season as well. Their passing, especially through midfield, was quite decent. I thought they did quite well there, creating a lot of opportunities down the wing. They seemed to do that really well, but when it came to their final passes and the final balls, that's where they really let themselves down. Creating really clear-cut opportunities, they didn't seem to do, and obviously when they did have those opportunities, they didn't take them. So you can see from both sides of things why they've done well recently, but also why they hadn't done too well before that. And also they didn't seem to have much of a plan or much of a strategy to play against us. They didn't really seem to know what they were doing sometimes. It seemed to be very much just get the ball to DJ Campbell a lot of the time. So disappointing from them, disappointing from us. I think really the point on the day which Mick McCarthy pointed out and a lot of fans was the fact that we took 2 of our chances where Ipswich didn't. Obviously we had quite a few more chances than they did, so again we didn't even take all of our chances, but we took the important ones, which obviously that's all that matters at the end of the day. From our point of view, a lot of long balls, which I am not impressed with. This season, especially the last few games, we've shown that we can play really decent football, especially on the ground. Yet for some reason in that Ipswich game and against Derby, we've reverted to a lot of long balls from sort of Alan Tate and Tom Lees, and it really is just hoofing the ball up, not even trying to pick out Becchio, who's our only really decent winner of headers in the team. Juve isn't, well, I don't think I've really seen him win any headers in the Leeds team, especially recently, so playing long balls up to him is just pointless. So that's disappointing to see really. Lee Peltier, I'm not going to have a go at Lee Peltier because I think he's definitely a decent defender, but he's a decent centre back. I think he's proved that he's more than a decent centre back at the clubs he's been at, and he's maybe better at right back, but he's certainly not a left back. I don't know why Neil Warnock is persisting in playing him there. We've got Adam Drury there, who I don't know what he's done wrong. He said he's not injured, but why he isn't getting a chance in the team, I really don't know. Whether something's happened in training with Warnock, who knows there. But I would certainly have him at left back as my first choice at the moment. Whether Warnock's waiting until January to get someone else in, I don't know. There was rumours of Ian Hart this morning, which I don't know why we have to keep harking back to the past really. I don't think Ian Hart is better than Drury. That's in my opinion. So I think it'd be a bit of a wasteful transfer, really. So I hope Warnock sees this problem and has seen over the past few games that it clearly isn't working. A lot of it, well, most attacks coming from that left-hand side. He gets caught out of position too easily. He seems to drift in field quite a bit. So yeah, that's disappointing. Big plus side, Sam Byram at right back is absolutely a complete storm. He's proved me wrong at right back. I thought he was a wasted player there, and I thought, sort of similar to AD White, he was much more effective on the right side of midfield and down the wing. But especially these past few games, he's been playing at right back, and he seems to have matured within a couple of months defensively. He's definitely strong enough there. His position has improved drastically, but he's mixing the two well. You know, defending is doing really well, and he's still getting forward and attacking, getting balls into the box and crossing really well. You know, finding players. He was my man of the match on Saturday against Ipswich, and I think he's, you know, for the age that he is, I think we really have, you know, our future right back of the club. You know, as long as we can keep holding him, of course. But you know, the way he's going, I think he's going to blossom into you know, a possible future England star at right back. You know, really impressed with him. I thought El Hadj Diouf, as always, you know, completely bossed the game, really. Perfect way to celebrate his contract extension at the club. I thought he completely controlled our play up front. Him and Jerome Thomas linking really well again, playing really well alongside Luciano up front. And sort of looking past that was really the only bright points of the game, really, from our point of view. Like I say, there was no real tempo to the game. Whether some of our players were looking ahead to Wednesday, wanting to conserve a bit of energy, you know, not wanting to get injured, maybe that played some part in it. I really don't know, but there certainly wasn't an oomph there to the side. You know, decent first half. Ipswich dominated a lot of the second half, really. But like I say, you know, to get that goal in the first half was important. Good to see Jerome Thomas get on the score sheet, obviously. Was in the right place at the right time and got an important flick for his goal. Paul Green, who for me again has proved me wrong recently, he's come back into the side and really stepped his game up and is a really important player for us in midfield, I think. Scoring quite a lot of goals and a really well taken goal. I mean, that was, you see a lot of players running in on balls like that in the penalty area. They'll lean back and, you know, you'll see the ball flying high and wide, you know, away from the goal, but he took it really well, side footed, you know, into the top corner. Professional, classy finish from him. So yeah, like I say, a very strange day, a very strange game. Atmosphere not there, the performance not really there, but the most important thing was the 3 points which we got. Yes, that's me for today, guys. Let me know what you think, your thoughts on the game from Saturday, both Ipswich and Leeds fans. You know, let me know. Had a really decent response from Derby County fans in my last review from last week. It was really nice to interact with some of their fans, and again, fantastic interaction from you guys and some of my followers on Twitter. So please do keep getting in touch. Please keep sharing. Get in touch either on here or on Twitter at Chris Jones LUFC. And I will see you probably on Thursday morning after the Chelsea game, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.